Let's review again from Perek Daled Mishnah Beis. Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakana haya mispalel b'chnisas Beis Midrash. Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakana would daven when he would go into the Beis Midrash, and when he left, Tefillah Ketzarah, short tefillah. Amrullah, they asked him, "Ma makam l'tefillah zu? What's the place for this prayer? What are you praying for?" So Amrullah, he told them, "B'chnisasi ani mispalel shle'ira takal al yadi." When I come in, I'm davening that nothing bad should happen. So we said from the Gemara yesterday that it meant that his tefillah was two-part. One, that neither he nor his friends should make any mistakes, and two, in the possibility that they did make a mistake, they shouldn't be happy about catching each other for their mistakes. Both of those things would not be good. And when I leave, I give thanks for my portion. I thank Hashem that I'm fortunate that I'm one of those people that spend my time in the Beis Midrash. Mishna Gimel, Rabbi Gamliel says, B'chol yom, every day, mispal adam shmein esrei. A person should daven the full shmein esrei. Rabbi Yeshua says, me'ein shmein esrei, he can daven a shortened version of the shmein esrei. So we said yesterday from the Gemara that there are two options. One is that he could shorten each bracha. The other option is that there's a special bracha Davening, which is one phrase to represent each bracha, and it's all compiled into one bracha. The Gemara does point out the problem with Davening is you can't daven it on Motzei Shabbos because there's no place to put Havdalah in it. It doesn't have an extra, or it's just a straight. Really more problematic, the whole winter you can't daven it because there's no place to put V'sein Talamoter Levracha in it. So it's not as useful as the Mishnah kind of makes it sound.
I guess you just have to rush through the other song.
Rabbi Kiva says, Im shkura tefillas b'fiv, someone who's fluent in the davening, yispal shmein esrei, he should daven the full shmein esrei. V'im lav, and if not, ein yud ches, then he can daven the shortened version. Okay, Perek Daled Mishnah Daled. Rabbi Eliezer says, ha'isa tefillas keva, someone who makes his tefillah like set or wrote, Ein tefillah tachanunim, such a tefillah doesn't find pleasure by Hashem. Rabbi Yeshua says, Hamahalich b'makam sakana, someone who's going in a dangerous place. Mispal Tefillah Ketzarah, he should daven a short tefillah. Amr, he says, Haishia Hashem, please Hashem save us, Amcha, your nation, as Sheres Yisrael, the remnant of the Jewish people. The whole precious ha'ibur, in all the turning of the ibur. It's machlekes in the Gemara really what the word ibur means. Does it mean avera? So even when they're turning to do averas, or does it come from the term ibur of pregnant? Even when Hashem is full of anger, like a pregnant woman is full, still He should save the Jewish people. Yitzrachem lefenecha, their needs should be before you. Baruch atah Hashem shomei tefillah. And the Gemara just explains that this short tefillah is different than the me'ein shmein esrei previously in Mishnah Gimel, that the Me'ein Shemon Esrei in Mishnah Gimel, one would fulfill their obligation of Shemon Esrei with, and they would not have to daven again. This one is just, if I can't daven, it's time to daven, and I'm in a place where I can't stop and daven and say this, but when I get somewhere that is where I could daven, then I would have to daven the Shemon Esrei again. Fine. Halacha Mishnah Hey. If someone's riding on a donkey, he should get off his donkey to be able to stand and daven. However, if he won't be able to concentrate properly, if he can't get down, because if he comes off his donkey, he's not going to be able to concentrate properly because he's going to be worried about it running away from him. So then, Yachzer as panav, he should just turn his direction and he should stop the donkey, sit on top of the donkey, and face towards Yerushalayim and daven like that. If he can't do that, he can't turn for whatever reason, then he should just have in mind in his heart that his tefillah should be directed towards the Kodesh HaKodashim in the Beis HaMikdash. And then Mishnah Vav, a similar idea. If he's sitting on a boat, or bekeren, or a wagon, or ba'asad, or a raft. Again, all these people...
Or an airplane.
Or an airplane. All these people can't stop what they're traveling in and turn and face the direction they want. So then again, just Yechaven Liba Kneged Beis Kodesh HaKodashim, he should have in mind that his tefillah should be directed towards the towards the Kodesh HaKodashim. And finally, Mishna Zayin, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah Eimer. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah says, Ein tefillas hamusafin ela b'chever ha'ir. The tefillas musaf is only done with chever ha'ir, with a tzibur. You need a tzibur to daven musaf. An individual by themselves would not daven musaf. The Chacham say, no, b'chever ha'ir, shlei b'chever ha'ir, it doesn't matter. If you're by yourself, you daven musaf. You have a tzibur, they would daven musaf. Rabbi Yehuda Amar Mishna, Rabbi Yehuda says in Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah's name, not that a yachid can't daven musaf, but rather kol makom sheyesh chever, any place where there is a tzibur, hayachid pater mitfilas musaf, and the fact that the tzibur daven musaf, that would exempt the yachid from davening musaf. But if there is no tzibur, then the yechidim would have to daven by themselves. Okay.
So halakha l'maisa is that if you were home on Shabbos, would you say musaf?
You would say musaf.